Okay, so I am here with Jason, who has recently spent some time going through a soul fragment retrieval session with me. So what we're going to do here is just have a little bit of feedback from Jason. Let us know how it went, and whether it's something that he enjoyed or found interesting or weird, and the responses, and whether ultimately, fingers crossed, he would recommend other people try this thing out. So, Jason.
Yes.
How was the session for you?
I obviously went into it with quite some questions because I'd read about this kind of process through a tribal kind of shamanic Celtic book which referenced it. So when I found out that you did it, first of all, straight away it piqued my interest because I'd been drawn to the very subject before. So Um, the actual process itself, I think that you explained it absolutely beautifully, and I went in with intrigue, not knowing what to expect, but I absolutely loved it. I think that the guided meditation was one of the best, if not one of the very, very best meditations I've ever experienced. It was very vivid journey, which really engaged in a lot of my senses. And I think the way that you did it and the ceremony, it felt really special and it touched my heart. And then when we came back, I was obviously wondering what was going to happen. And it was the next day, I was in bed and I was kind of dozing off a bit. And all of a sudden felt energy coming back into me, and it gave me flashbacks of some traumatic experiences that had happened to me, not just some tough times in my earlier life. And I kind of felt that I'd finally accepted the things that had happened and moved on. And it was, I think the one word I would say is it was profound. But
Lovely.
yes, in answer to the question, would I recommend it? Most certainly. I would say to anyone of it, if you're going to do it, personally, I think my advice would be to do it with you because whilst I appreciate that you can do this for people, you know, not when they're there, which makes sense. I would encourage people to go through the experience because it was actually very beautiful and very enjoyable. And I don't think this is going to be my first and last soul fragment clearing. So, yes, that's what I would say about it.
Thanks, Jason. Yeah. So just to sort of rewind a little bit, when we go through this process, it's about finding and retrieving parts of the soul that have been fragmented due to trauma, and it can be from previous parts of our life in this lifetime or previous lifetimes going back through our soul's incarnation. And the idea is to bring those things back to help us in the day, in the here and now, to be able to be more us, like sort of
Mm.
clearing up defragmenting a hard drive, if you like, or rebooting a battery on a computer. And the real crux of the matter is, and what I tried really hard to do, is to bring those pieces that are ready to come back without the trauma, without the fear or the sadness. So when you were experiencing those flashbacks and that type of thing, was there any fear, sadness? Was there any anxiety around those things, or was it a sense of, sort of calm and acceptance?
It was a sense of calm and understanding, and it just made sense to me on why those soul fragments were coming back. It just made sense. I wasn't I was completely neutral towards it. I wouldn't say there was feelings of excitement or feelings of sadness. It was just a feeling of understanding why those things have come up and come back. Um because it was a very long time ago. But it made sense on why. I The best way I would explain it, because these things are often very hard to explain, is it made total sense why those soul fragments, you'd found them, and it made total sense to me why they were now coming back. So that is the best way I can explain it.
Excellent. So it's all good, all divine timing, all ready to accept. Your psyche's all there to ready and accepting, which is fantastic.
The whole thing was a beautiful experience. It felt very cleansing.
Excellent. And it's lovely that you describe it like that, because actually we talk about us having done this work together, but we were actually on a Zoom call as we are now. So even though we weren't actually physically in the same room, you still felt that connection, the bond, protected, okay with everything I was doing and working on. Is that right?
Yeah, the only recommendation I can give to people is to make sure you got some headphones ready to go beforehand, because the experience is very immersive, and make sure you got some headphones, because I think you miss out on a lot of it if you don't. It's just not the same with speakers, but it's because the whole process is just it's a very audio process as well.
Yeah. Yeah. So it is much more immersive being
It is
part of it with the
immersive. If you've
heads.
got surround sound headphones, fantastic. That's what you want.
Excellent. Lovely. Fantastic. So yes, I'm really glad and very grateful to you for this little review of that. And maybe at
Yeah.
some point in the future we'll be doing another one, because it is part of that ongoing process. We can do these things, but we'll definitely be leaving it for a while. So thanks for your time, Jason, and thank you for that lovely review. And I look forward to seeing you soon.